At this point, in the spring of 1981, Grabriel was expecting to have his new record ready for release that autumn. In fact, it would take more than another year of painstaking work to complete the album. It would consume over £122,000 in recording costs. On top of the money, about £100,000 he spent on building and equipping his own studio. We followed Grabriel throughout the recording process. The first step was to see how he brought the sophisticated technology of the studio to bear on his suitcase full of rhythms.
I'm certain the Third World is going to have an increasing influence on our culture, and in music, a very vigorous hybrid will be produced, which is based on this non-European influence and a new technology which is going to get very, very cheap. And this facility will open up a new age of electronic skiffle.
Well, hi there.
All right? Yeah. Initially, when you first come into the studio, it's like walking into another world, and a mass of knobs and buttons which are totally foreign. And then as you spend more and more time in the studio, you learn what they all do and how to manipulate them to come up with things which are very different from the noises that first went in there. At this point in the process, much the most important tool for me is this drum machine or the rhythm box. This allows me, with the sound of real drums, to store in computer memory any drum pattern I can conceive of or steal, and use this as the basis for my songwriting.
For instance, put one up here in the machine, which has got quite a simple rhythm, but I can use it to illustrate what I do. Now I've got this rhythm set up, I can start, say, adding claps in there. Maybe. That's a bit of a hi-hat.
When I've got my rhythms locked into the drum machine, I begin improvising normally, and often the rhythm will suggest the type of sound that I should use on synth or whatever, and then these ideas will be formed around the rhythm. And the process then is to start developing these ideas and rhythms, which, I mean, there's probably over 100 starting points on this album, and a lot of these get knocked by the wayside, and then the best of these shall then begin developing. For instance, there's something I'm working on at the moment which is taken from Ethiopian folk music, and this I found very disturbing. I hope I got it. And it just goes on with these intervals, repeating them endlessly. So I took those intervals and began writing some music around them.
On pipes. And gradually this rhythm would emerge up underneath it. This is the second rhythm, which has been faded in after we get to the chord change at the end of the first.
Once I've got some of the rhythm and melody ideas, the next thing I have to do is make a rough recording so that I can play this to the musicians who will be arriving very soon to start work with me.
It's spontaneous, I think. 1, 2.
And normally I go through this process on my own. On this new album I've been working with the guy who I'm going to be doing the producing with, called David Lord.
3, 4.
it's been very helpful actually having another person that I can bounce ideas off.
Quite shortly before the musicians arrive, the songs are very much fragments. What we've been trying to do is piece these fragments together, and in fact have demoed the songs ourselves, just him and me and a rhythm machine, so that really we've got a shape or structure to play the musicians.
Latin American nightclub.
I think the structure is usually the main problem. All the ideas are there, and it's welding them into the song.
While working on the basic song ideas, Gabriel was also compiling a library of sounds which he might use on the album. For this, he used a computerized instrument called a Fairlight. Any sound can be fed into it, stored, and played back on its keyboard.
Say, if I pick up this mic for an example, and press S for sample, we can put in the sound, I hope. Over here we have Mummy, the waveform, and it should be up on the keyboard.
I hope to use the Fairlight to give me some of the unusual soundscapes with which I'm going to try and make this record different.
On toe windscreen, take one. 1, 2, 3, 4. TV smash. Take one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Take two. Bit more force. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just the wind on the pipe is quite nice. Yeah. Where are we, 7 or something?
I get this bastard!
1, 2, 3, 4.
I think we did it!
Oh, it looks good. Yeah, all the sounds on this thing are stored on these floppy disks, and some of these are supplied with the machine. This has a list of all the different sounds available on this floppy disk. So I pull out my phallic symbol here and point it at the appropriate noise. Say this is Pet Swan, which is a modified Swanee whistle. There's a repeat built into it. And the rhythm of the repeat is something which really, really excited me, and I've written a song around the rhythms. So there, I was thinking of a rhythm that would go against it. Dum 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 ba bum ba bum dum 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 ba bum 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 bum.
At this point, I've only got outline ideas for lyrics, so I use odd sounds and noises from the voice.